I am the owner of Fit and Female Active, which is a women's fitness program platform. We do personal training. Obviously, most of it is on demand on Zoom right now, but personal training, group fitness, and I'm just recently launched a apparel line, all for women. So, hey, y'all.
That's dope. That's dope. I love it. I love it. You're striving and thriving out here in these streets, and I love the energy that you bring to the table. Tell me a
Yeah.
little bit about your passion.
Yeah. So like I created my brand because I was very, very tired of seeing the lack of representation like in the fitness industry. There are so many amazing Black female trainers across the nation, but you never hear them. Like you hear the same names over and over again. And it's just like, I was just really tired of the lack of representation. And so I wanted to create a platform where women that look like me could see someone like me living a healthy lifestyle. It's like, okay, if she's doing it, I can do it. And so I wanted to make a community of women that was very, very exclusive. I mean, excuse me, not exclusive, but was inclusive, inclusive that so that all, like, doesn't matter what size you are, like all women can be represented in the fitness industry. And so like I just kind of want to break down those barriers of what the stereotypical healthy woman looks like. Like you don't have to have the six pack. You don't have to be a marathon runner. Like as long as you are moving and you're active, like, you fit in my community. And so, like I said, I just wanted to do something for us, women of color, and just to promote more healthy lifestyles.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I love the way that you explain that, and you're so prevalent and so passionate about putting the emphasis on the trainer and the fitness enthusiast not having to be that typical or
Right.
stereotypical fitness model or fitness trainer. So I love that. Tell us a little bit more about that misrepresentation that you were speaking about. How had
Yeah.
that started, and
Like,
how that came about?
yeah. So like, it's just like when you look at fitness magazines, like it's very rare that you see a Black female represented, whether if it's like a fitness model, if they're highlighting a specific trainer. I mean, just, or even like when it comes to clothing, you never really saw Black brands, or you never really saw Black women that were in these brands. And it's just like the lack of representation. And here now, I've been having some conversations with some pretty large companies in terms of the representation of Black women and Black people in general in their brands. And so that has, this whole Black Lives Matter movement has really sparked some great conversations. And so I was just really tired, like picking up publications and not seeing myself represented. Like I will never forget, I tell this story a lot, like Women's Health magazine. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but Women's Health is dope. I pick up their publication all the time. I've actually worked with them too. So not knocking Women's Health, but I'll never forget a few years back, they did this spread and they highlighted like the top fitness trainers across the nation, like women trainers. And not one Black woman made the cut. I mean, y'all mean to tell me y'all searched the nation and y'all couldn't find not one Black woman to represent. And so I'm just like, but that's a problem. And so instead of just, complaining about it, try to be the solution, right? So I wanted to create something. But I mean, it's not just in magazines. Again, it's in, like, if you go to like a lot of brands, if you go to their, social media platforms, or if you go to the websites, the representation for a while was not there. Yes, we've made strides. Like now you see lots of different women being represented, but it took a long time. Like I was working with a fitness apparel company for over 3 years. I started back with them in 2017. And when I said there was no representation, there was none. And I'm like, y'all do realize that Black women buy your stuff, right? So why aren't we being represented? So, like I said, the industry is definitely making strides. You're starting to see a little bit, but we still got a little bit more work to do. So.
Yes, for sure. I definitely think you hit it on its head. I think we definitely all have a lot of work to do as a culture, and I see the passion and the enthusiasm that you talk about with the fitness industry. So I want to know a little bit more about the inspiration and where it sparked from for you to dive into this field and industry of
Yeah, like
fitness.
just like people, like I'm so driven by people, and now more than ever, community is so important now that we can't go outside. I can't, physically be with you. So, those small interactions and moments that we do get, like, we got to cherish them, and, unfortunately, COVID is, taking people out and things like that. And so I think now more than ever, community is so important. Now more than ever, having your tribe around you is so important. Interaction is so important. You never know what you have until it's gone, right? And so just my community of women that I've built, more since April, since COVID hit, than ever. But it's just like those people that show up, I say they show up for me every week. I don't show up for them. They show up for me every week. And it's like they give me energy and they give me all the positivity for me to help to coach them. And so literally the inspiration just comes from them. Like everything I do is for my tribe, and because they're wanting to, be more active. And it's just like I found that the want is there, the need is there. But a lot of people have a hard time finding, a situation that works for them. Like we all know we want to be healthy, right? And there's a million different avenues that you can go about that. But it's like, what works for me? You may not be the high intensity person that's going to do 1,000 burpees and run 10 miles and like do 20 push-ups. You may not be that person. So you need to find something that works for you. And I feel like I've created this community that works for these particular group of women, and they show up every week. So they 110% motivate me, just to be better, always thinking about the next step, the next level, so that I can be a better coach and build a better community for them.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I love how you talk about the intention to be there for your tribe and your community and uplift them. Talk about how important the sense of community is for you as you move forward.
I mean, it's so important because, like, especially, when you're building a brand, like, if you don't, like, as dope as you may think your stuff is, like, if you ain't got nobody checking for you and supporting you, like, it matters not, right? Like, you can't have a business without people that are buying your stuff, that are subscribing, that are liking, that are engaging, that are reposting, that are signing up, that are registering, that are telling their friends about you. Like, you literally cannot have a business without those things, and it's so important because my community is so dope. Like, I'll post something, they'll support it, they'll, they really are interacting, and it's like, they just show up, and it's really cool to see that. But not only for me, like, my community of women is so diverse and everybody is so skilled in certain things. Like, if you need something, I have somebody in my community that can provide that for you, and which I think is really, really cool too. Like, we had a lady that was looking for a physical therapist, and I happen to have someone that's in my tribe. And so after class one night, we just stayed an extra 20 minutes talking about physical therapy, and now through me, that connection was made. So for sure, like, community is crazy important. And I'm learning it now, like, more than ever. You got to have your people that's going to support you.
That's amazing. And I see the growth of your business and your brand, and within any industry that you're in, it's growing tremendously. Talk about the path and the journey of you as an entrepreneur. How long did it take you to get to this point?
Oh my gosh, that's a really great question. Like we're starting to just now see the real fruits of Fit and Female Active, it's so crazy, the journey. So like I started my brand in 2012, and it was it was Healthy is the New Pretty. That was my brand in 2012. And so from there, I changed it to HNP Fitness. So Healthy is the New Pretty, just, HNP, the letters. And then from HNP Fitness, we went to Fit and Female. And then we rebranded into a different logo because I wanted to change the brand. And then we rebranded again to another logo. And then here we are, Fit and Female Active, what you see. So literally the journey since 2012, like, we went through different formats, we went through different programming, we went through different aesthetics. So like all these different things. But I think that's the dopeness about being an entrepreneur. Like, the journey, it's yours to take. And if I wake up tomorrow and I want something different, guess what? I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna make it different. And I think that's just what's so really cool about it, because you really get to navigate your own path, whatever that looks like, and you get to test the waters. Like, if it don't work out, it's okay. Like, go back to the drawing board. I got my drawing board right here. We can always go back to it, and we can see what didn't work, what people didn't like, and let's remake it, make it something different, maybe change the color or whatever, and we can do something over. So it's been a really crazy journey, lots of ups and downs. But as with anything, grateful for the ride, right? I think being an entrepreneur, and now I feel like I was playing entrepreneur, like I was playing, but now in this moment, I feel like, okay, I'm for real, like, in the sense that, my business is now a legal entity now. That kind of brings a whole bunch of new things, because now we're getting lawyers involved, and now we're, having to pay a lot of money for trademarking. And it's like, now it's okay, I have an asset. When I die, who gets my asset? Like, these are all these things I'm having to think about. Now let's look for employees. Like, okay, that's a whole nother situation, and it's been a big learning process. And it's cool because you like you see all these major brands, and it's like, I'm now a brand. I may not be racking in six figures, but
That's coming.
the
That's
surreal,
coming.
right. But the surreal thought is like, I'm doing everything that Nike did. Like, if you think about it, like, I'm doing everything that Under Armour has done. I'm doing everything that Beyonce had to do for Ivy Park, and it's really cool to me, because I'm like, wow, like, I'm here. I made it. Like, this is my table. Like, let's go. So it's been a really cool journey, and I'm pretty sure that we have some more ups and downs to tackle. But I'm a faithful woman, and so I feel like, whatever God throws in front of me, He clearly feels I'm capable. So let's go. I'm ready.
I appreciate that perspective, and I think that's why we wanted to have you up here, is because your journey has been, different, unique, but also rewarding in the fact that it's giving you a unique brand identity. Talk about how important brand identity plays a role for you to become the faithful woman, like you say you are.
Yeah. Man, like, so important, because with this cacophony, right, of fitness and all of this is going on, I think it's so important for you to stand out and be able to tell your story. Like, everybody, I feel like every trainer at their heart wants to get people in shape, right? But I feel like when you're making your own brand identity, you have to have something specific that people can identify with. For me, I'm a Black woman, and I want other Black women to be healthy. I don't want you to feel like you have to be a size 0 to come work out with me, because you don't. Everyone didn't start off, where they are now. So I just want you to know that where you're at in your journey is perfect. Just come, we'll meet you where you're at. And so, I really feel that having a specific brand voice and identity is crazy important, for you to stand out. Like, when you see my brand, I feel like it's very unique, and it's like, oh, okay, I've seen this before, or I can identify with this. So, oh, it's cute, like, I'm a follow just because it's cute, So it's really important. So, if you're an entrepreneur out there and you're listening and you haven't quite figured it out yet, it's cool. Take the time to figure it out, because how you start, with that brand identity is how people are going to recognize you, from here on out. So lay that foundation at the beginning.
Definitely. I love it. I love it. I love it. And one of the things that I wanted to now dive into is your expertise, right? Because I'm working on like my nutrition, because as a former soccer athlete, I know that my nutrition allows me to perform. So talk about how important nutrition is as a trainer.
Oh yeah, 110%. I mean, you've heard this saying all the time, like, you can't out train a bad diet, which is so true. Like, and you really can't, especially if you're just now getting started. Fat attracts the fat. So, like, you may see people who are crazy lean, and like, oh my gosh, I just ate a whole box of donuts today, and you're like, where? I still see your abs. Well, it's because, their metabolism, for one, is probably very, very high. And two, they have a very low body fat percentage. So they're able to really burn that off a little bit more quickly than someone with a higher body fat percentage, And so, you just have to know your body, and you know what works well for you. But 110%, hands down, you cannot train a bad diet. And, nutrition is one of those things that you have to get. And if you're someone who is a little confused by it, find a professional, talk to your trainer, register dietitian. I think it's very important. Like there's a lot of nutritionists out there, but it's not really a thing. I would definitely seek out a registered dietitian. Again, your personal trainer can give you guidance. Like for me, I can give you guidance. I can give you suggestions. However, when it comes to a specific meal plan, you want that to be a little bit more science-based. And so you would want someone who is very educated in that area. So, but yeah, I mean, nutrition is important. Don't skip your meals. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Like all of that. I love all of that. It's very true.
We wanted to see how you've been staying creative and innovative as, we continue to see these projects and releases and all these different types of positions that you currently engage in. So what's the creative bug or innovative bug that's been biting?
I mean, just like creative wise, right now I'm just really flexing that muscle through like my Instagram. I'm just trying to create like graphics for that, which has been really fun. Like just, finding different like platforms and stuff just to make my graphics pop and just to create content that people care about. I think that's like the main thing. Here recently, I've been doing this kind of Instagram thing. It's called Tiff's Tea. So just like playing off of my name. So I've been like dropping gems. So we'll be picking that back up very, very soon. It'll be like a weekly, like just like it's a little gem to help you on your fitness journey. So that's been a lot of fun. So I've been really just trying to find ways to deliver the content, like to deliver the message, like instead of just posting a pretty picture and having a caption underneath. Like, that may work for a lot of people, which it has. Like I've seen so many accounts that are huge, bigger than mine, and that's all you do.
Yep.
But I think, because I am so small now and just kind of growing, just delivering the content in a different creative way. And so that I'm doing like workout videos so you can like see some of my favorite moves of the week. So being, creative with that and just finding different ways to train the body. And that, again, that is keeping people engaged. Just with my athletic wear, that's like a huge muscle that I'm flexing as far as creative, because like I design everything myself. So like all of the prints, the designs, the styles, every unit was made from me. So that's been so much fun. Just creating, just thinking about, okay, what do I feel like will look good on a woman's body? And then just going from there and like just taking these patterns and just like putting stuff together. So just trying to stay inspired and just continue to give my audience, what I feel that they need and what they're telling me that they're wanting. So
That's amazing. That's amazing. And I think you're doing a phenomenal job. Yes, yes, yes. You talk about delivering a message now, and I want to kind of like unravel that. What does that mean for you to deliver a message at its core? How do you do that?
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, just focusing a lot more on Instagram. We've heard all the time, drink water. Like, okay, how do I deliver that in a way to that it's relatable to my audience? So I'm like, okay, sis, listen, you dehydrated. Like, here's why you need to drink water. This is why it's important. And I try to deliver that message in just a relatable way. Like if I was talking to my best friend, how would I tell her that she needs to drink more water? Like that's how I want to deliver the messages so that people can relate to it. Like we've heard the boring, oh, you got to drink 8 glasses of water. We know what to do. We've heard it before, but why aren't we doing it? Why are we walking around here dehydrated? Because even though we've heard the message, we haven't received it because maybe it just wasn't delivered in a way that we can connect to. So how about I talk to you like your homegirl, like, okay, sis, listen, like this is what we need to do. Your body needs this. Here's how we can get started. All right, you ready? Cool, go. So like, I'm just trying to just find those ways just to live like the science hasn't changed, right? Like I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. I'm just trying to deliver it in a way to where women can more identify with it.
That's amazing. And that's amazing. And that kind of goes into the ebook that I just kind of finished today about brand identity through, creating and developing that message that you can deliver. So I was, clear eyed on that. And, you touched about the peace, and I kind of I want to get into that too. The peace of mind. How does that give you the serenity and the solace to pursue those endeavors that you
Yeah.
envision?
Like, listen, if it don't serve you, it's okay to let it go. Like, life is too short. Like, if it does not serve you, we gotta let it go. Like, I don't care if that's your job, I don't care if that's your man, like, I don't care if that's your best friend. Like, if it does not serve you, we have got to let it go. Like, one of my mentors was talking to me 2 weeks ago about, happiness and peace. She was like, I don't wake up every day and I don't want to be happy. I don't want to be happy. She was like, because happiness is circumstantial. Like, I guess, what's a great example? Like, if someone gave you a bouquet of flowers, like, I'm like, oh my gosh, that makes me so happy. Like, oh my gosh, thank you. That was a temporary feeling and emotion that you experienced because someone did something nice for you. Or like, you like hats, I see. Like, if I bought you a new hat that you've been wearing, like, oh my gosh, thank you. You're happy in that moment because I did something nice for you. I went out of my way. Everything is great in this moment because you got a new hat, right? You're happy. But when it comes to peace, that's a whole nother different level because you can have peace when things aren't going good.
Mm.
And I think that kind of like changed my mind. It's like, you're right. Like, think about happy and sad. Like, if I took that hat away from you, you would immediately be sad or angry or like,
Yeah,
but
because I don't
having
got no haircut.
exactly. But having peace is saying, well, you know what? I got a whole bunch of other hats. This hat don't even matter. Let me go ahead and put this other hat on. Like, that's peace. And so I was like, that really like blew my mind. So it's like, that's what I'm striving for. I'm striving for peace. Like, I'm striving for, like, I know every day isn't going to be perfect because that's just not what the promise was. Like, the promise was that I'm going to be here for you during those tough times. Right. So I get it. Every day isn't going to be perfect. However, I can have peaceful days every day in the midst of the chaos that's happening around me. Like, I can have peace. So
That's amazing. It's amazing, and it's great to hear that from someone else that is in a different industry that gets the grind, but understands that faith and that peace of mind that gives you, a renewed strength. So I love what you're doing with your brand and your business, and I definitely, know that you're a woman of many talents, and you're definitely, you stay busy, you stay on the grind. So I definitely don't want to hold you for too long, but I wanted to kind of wrap up this interview with the final question.
yeah.
What has been your favorite thing all throughout, from the start of COVID to now to do while, you're not doing 1,000 things at once?
I mean, my favorite thing has really been like these virtual summits. Like, I think that is like the dopest thing. I know you and I were talking about that like earlier. Like, the summits have been super cool because, like, I mean, to be honest, was gonna be in Miami this weekend for the BYOB conference, right? Like, I was supposed to be in Miami on the beach, like, turn it up and getting, all these gems this weekend. But unfortunately, due to COVID, now they're going to a virtual platform, which all these other conferences are doing. But the cool thing about it is that we get to go, like, we get to be a part. All I have to do is pay this little fee, log in, I can stay in my pajamas, and I can go to this conference. And so this one will be my, let's see, we had Ground Zero Keys. I think I went to another one in between, another like Black girls something, and then this will be like my 5th summit, and then there's another one this same weekend, so I'm gonna like be going back and forth. So like that's like my 5th virtual summit since April, and I think that, I mean, the ideas behind it has been great. Shout out to all the creators who are like making these movements happen for people like me, for people like us to connect. So that just been really, really cool. And so I think that, we'll all be dying to get together, obviously in 2021, 2022, but I kind of hope this virtual thing sticks around because it's been really cool to see. And, people having to like shift from, okay, dang, we're not going to be in person anymore. How can we still give the people what they need? So that's been my favorite thing to do. It's been great. It's been really great.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Well, I definitely wanted to say from myself, ItzProgressJ and the Famco, thank you so much for stopping by the studios and taking the time to chop it up with us.
And this has been awesome. Thank you for the invitation. Like, listen, everything that you're doing, like, I definitely been following. I've been keeping up with you ever since Ground Zero, and it's been really, really cool because I think like since then you created like 3 different things, right? So, best of luck to you, brother. I mean, you got my support for sure. And yeah, anything that, my brand and my company can do for you, please do not hesitate to reach out. You got a partner in us for life. So
Thank you. I love it. I appreciate it so much. And I definitely want to wish you the best of luck. And please, please, please have a great weekend.